them clothespins, yeah, that's why they give you 100 of them.
Yeah.
Because if you turn
I used 4. I got all these.
Yeah. They work great, and there's some that are good and some that aren't. But dude, I can't imagine how the fuck, because these are real fucking wood, and they're not particle neither. They're real fucking splinters of wood.
Yeah, I had to throw a couple away.
Yeah, I like look at some of them, and it's like, god damn, how the fuck?
I hate when you get the one you go to clip on like this, and then it's not even good right here, and it's just fucking.
Yep, it's open.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen one of these yet?
Oh, dude,
yeah, the flat drill chucks. How does that actually work? Because it's like it looks closed in all the fucking pictures that I've seen.
It's 2 pieces, and they're held together with those 2 O-rings.
So you could take
how the fuck
these broken things? You could take them apart, flip them around, put them in your drill chuck. You could do the same thing with these. I've seen somebody do it. Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah. Take these apart, flip them around, and that makes your chuck flat also.
You know what else you could do is take any piece of fucking stock or like spare metal that you have and like a decent drill, or not a decent drill, a decent saw, cut that shit in half and then throw them in the fucking chuck of your drill.
Well, these are like professionally machined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are flat.
Yeah.
Mike, you know me though. Unless they're like 13 cents a piece, I'm not buying them.
Yeah, a buddy of mine picked them up, and he brought it over. He's like, "Hey, I got this for you. I didn't realize it was from the UK when I bought it, so it ended up costing me like $32." And he's like, I thought it would be great for your building. I'm like, okay, sweet. He came over for a couple sets of aliens, so I just traded him a couple of sets of coils for it. And it's nice, but it takes getting used to.
Yeah.
Because you have to, like if you're doing a 3-core, you have to draw out your cores, right? And you have to leave like this whole length plus a little bit to go all the way through it. Once it's all the way through it, you bend it up.
Okay.
And then once you bend it up, those are like locked in place. And then you insert the whole thing in your chuck, and you can pull hard as shit, and they're not coming out. But that being said, it is a little difficult to get them centered. Not impossible, just a little. And getting used to like, you know, holding your cores and then having to try to open this up with one hand like that. You got to have a thumbnail. You got to have a fucking thumbnail to use this thing. I swear to God.
I have that problem with this sometimes. You know, like sometimes it's not perfectly centered, and then you go hit the drill hella fast, and it's like.
You know what you do with that, Freddie?
What?
Put it in the chuck to your drill, and with a fucking Sharpie, put it right in the center. You see that? Or yeah, like Nick did. I put mine in the chuck of my drill and got it spinning nice, and I just shoved that there it is. Just shoved that Sharpie right in the center of it, and it showed me the center.
That's smart.
How'd you do yours, Nick? Let me see.
Nick's got like a fucking grid on his.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I noticed this stuff is pretty soft metal, though.
It is. It's aluminum.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It is.
But they work good.
Let's do like that. Oh, they work great until you strip the screws.
Until I don't have the one that goes on a swivel anymore. That screw stripped.
Yep, me neither. Mine's too.
So
it was kind of a
this one?
To get the one on the
Yep.
swivel.
I never even used it.
Yeah.
I never not once used that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, like the swivel end piece of it? Yeah. It's like, can I get half off if I only want the chuck end of it? Like, I've got my swivels and shit set up exactly how I like them. Like, I don't want to add anything to that.
Yeah.
Fuck, that thing's tight. come on, open up.
Though I will say, for the price that Ramo put those out at, just fucking buy it. Like,
Oh yeah, that's great. I'll buy another one when I fuck this one up.
Yep.
I still use it.
I like your optimism when I fuck this one up.
Yeah, right. What gets me is you can kind of see how marred it is.
Yeah, that's how mine is.
Yeah, mine's like that too. Can't.
And now I notice, like if I do like 328, it won't stay in there anymore. It just slips out. Yeah.
Hey, see how marred that is?
Yeah.
About 28 is about all I can hold.
Yeah.
Like if he had just like one steel plate
Yeah.
in there, just one steel plate on either side of that would solve that problem.
Yeah.
But there again, you ain't got much material to drill into. Plus,
yeah, it's very true.
That'll make it more expensive as well.
Yeah, you'd have to end up like using a industrial epoxy to put a little plate in there.
Did a little tack welding or something. Just go in and tack weld.
I am really good friends and currently roommates with a welder fabricator, so
yeah,
I could probably figure out something to make that happen.
That'd be cool.
I still want to figure out a way where I don't have to buy some bullshit 3D printed or whatever enclosure so that I can just buy a few fucking bones ceramic bearings, put something, in it to where it will only, only spin the inside of the bearing and mount it to a fucking piece of wood. That's all I fucking want. That's all I want. Like it's not like I want some huge crazy fucking thing. All I want is
a couple people that have 3D printers.
Yeah, see, and well, I mean that's the thing. If I wanted to go that route where I'm going to be putting as much drill tension as I do on like 2 or 3 set screws in a piece of wood, I'm going to break that fucking polymer. Like it's a matter of time. It's not that like a couple of builds in, it's going to give, but like it's not going to be a long-term solution for me. What I would really like is to be able to spend about $700 on magnets. And not in the way that most people have seen the magnet setups or magnet swivels be done, because you can't hold significant tension on them.
Nope. I've tried it.
Yes, they're really strong rare earth magnets for neodymium magnets, but you have to stack 38 of them together on each side in order to hold a 10-pound direct pull weight. And like that's not going to work for me because I yank on my fucking drill. Like I have this little wooden elbow that sits, at the edge of my fucking table, and this thing has bent. I have literally managed with cutouts in it, where the brace piece at the top and bottom are cut about halfway into the 2x4. And then countersunk in with each piece is sunk with 6 decking screws. Yeah. So it's not like I fucking popped a fucking number 10 finishing nail in each piece, and called it a day. And I have you can see that the bottom one, there's so much torque that I put on it that the thing sits like this now.
Yeah, see,
when I actually put it under tension, it bends down.
No, I went and just got a little block like this big, cut to the height that I need it now. Because I had one that was like that, and it was,
Yeah, you can always shim it up, but.
But what I was gonna say is that I like to pull. I like my wire to be tight. I see people that their wires all like down here when they're clapped, and then you see it all bowing. I'm like, how the hell do you build like that? I can't.
And then they're like, I can't get an SFC because like my spacing is so off. I'm like, that's because your fucking tension's like all over the place. Like
your fucking wires bowed down by the time you got to the middle because you're not.
Like it took me forever to figure out, but I know why. I, for the longest time, had an issue with just the ass end when I would do a space Clapton and then fold it in half. And then when I fold it in half, I would just set it on the swivel, take the two loose ends.
The beginning would always be good. Yeah.
The beginning would be great, but then like as you got down towards the end, where as you're doing the space Clapton, you see your fucking, you see the tension that you're using on your fuse wire sag that cord just a little bit, and that little bit of sag creates an uneven space. That's why I went to everybody has their own methods. There's only about 15 fucking million of them that I hear every day about how to do goddamn space Claptons. But the reason that I started doing it with the loop method instead of weighting it and pinching the shit out of right underneath the core wire, like you pinch the both sides of the leads of your loop. You have two wrapped towards the swivels in spaces, two wrapped towards the chuck of the drill in spaces, and then I pinch them for all I have, like right at the core. Like I basically try and put my thumbnail on the core wire and make it snap down underneath it, and then run it that way, is because I'm supporting that core wire the entire length of it. So there is no dip in the middle. There is no, like, if my tension differs, it doesn't matter because all of it is staying where it's actually being fed onto that core. It's being held at the same angle the entire way. Of course, there's a million and a half fucking ways to do it, but that to me seems to be the best way to not have 4 inches of really good spacing, 2.5 inches of unusable bullshit, and then 4.5 inches of good spacing.
Have you seen Steve, Simple Vape Guy, do his loop method?
Oh, no.
I don't.
He holds his spool
I'm
up
sure
here.
I have. Oh yeah, where you're keeping. Yeah, that's basically the same concept.
Keeps that bow right out of your wire.
Yep.
By holding it above, because you can hold your tension up, which keeps that dip out of your wire.
Oh, okay. I never tried it like that.
If I'm not paraclaptoning, that's how I'm doing a loop method. Ever since I saw him.
Yeah, I've just I've gotten now to where I'm used to paraclaptoning, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this works, and it works fairly consistently. Do I want to just walk away from that completely and do this new method where I'm sure the first 2 or 3 times you try it, there's a learning curve to it, so you might give too much upward tension. So instead of that like hang, you've now just made it, a bend in the opposite direction. So you got to refigure the tension on it, all that shit. Also, Odin, if you ever see this, I love you to death, and I really think the way that you prep your loops is awesome. I can't do it for over like 8 loops. I always end up fucking it up. Have you guys seen how Odin does his loop prep for braids?
No.
So, okay, instead of how we would normally do it, you measure out your loop, cut it. I'll show it to you real quick, but I'll just do I was going to do a double loop, but I'm just going to do a single. So I've just got this wrapped around my finger here, right? And I've got a screwdriver that I've put into a clamp.
Yeah.
So I'm going to loop it over. I'm going to bring it back across my finger, and that now gives me 1 loop. So now I'm going to run it back across the driver, over my finger for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then once I have all 7, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, shit. If I don't fuck it up. And wrap that last leg on my finger. Then park it on your spool. Go ahead and cut it off. So all I have is loops on this, on my finger and on this screwdriver here.
What is this braid called?
It's called the Odin braid.
No, this one that I did. I don't know what the hell it's called. But...
Oh, I thought you said what is his braid called. He actually has like his own braid.
It looks like a Celtic.
It does. It's a variant. Let's see. That is definitely a Celtic variant.
I didn't know what the hell it was. I never watched a video on braiding. I just fucking got 7 loops, and I'm like, I'm gonna go this way, that way, this way, and this looks good, and that's what I came out with.
Did you go like over, under, over, grab, and pull it through? Yeah, that's
I didn't pull. I
Yep.
didn't pull through. I just went under.
Yeah, not through any loops. Just over, under, over, under.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, Drew. Sorry, I forgot you're new to braiding. Drew knew what I meant.
Yeah. So So once you do that, you kind of just keep, I use my other hand to keep tension on it, and then pull this finger out, and all I've got to do is twist this end, and I have my 7 loops.
Okay.
Already, and they're even tensioned. Everything is good to go. Boom, 7 loops.
That was my thing when I first did it. When I tied it in a knot at the end, and fucking
yeah,
the loops were longer than the other.
Yeah, the way that I've done it forever is I'll take about 26 inches of wire and cut out individual loops. And then you get them all flat on one end, almost like you're going to do almost like you're going to fuse it. And then grab it with toothless pliers and give it a really good twist at one end, and then run your fingers down it over and over and over and over again until you don't have, a bunch of tangled shit. And then from there, you twist the other end independently, and then you twist only those 2 twisted sections together. And then that's what would go in the vise for me. And that works great, but it's time consuming. Odin's way of doing it is way faster because you're just wrapping it, around anything stationary and your finger. And then you also end up with this hook at the end. So you can set it on swivels. You can set it over the top of anything and braid off of that instead of, having to have a vise handy. But I've tried it. Like, I think this is the 4th time in total that I've tried it. And I always seem to manage to fuck up at least one part of it somehow, where I'll end up with like 6 loops instead of 7, or I'll have 8 loops instead of 6.
I just caught that. It just almost fucking, the whole thing just almost despooled.
That would have been a bitch.
Yeah.
It's so weird, man. I don't have any chat to worry about. I don't have, I keep looking over at my computer anyway, expecting to look over at a live chat.
Fuck, man. This looks like garbage. I don't like it.
What are you building?
That core I showed you guys earlier.
Oh, from the chat?
Yeah. I just added some round wire frames, and the final fuse it looks like garbage. I don't like it. Thinking about I don't know. You know how the first part of your wire always kind of looks like garbage? The first like inch is usually a throwaway.
Yeah.
That's like I'm wondering if it's gonna look better and straighter if I just keep going.
It might.
So did Nick made that thing with a build from everybody, right?
Yeah.
Think he said Nick.
I think so.
Yeah, that
What's
thing
that?
is cool, man.
The
collage that you made?
thumbnail thing that you sent over.
Yeah.
I know the one in the middle was Richie.
Yeah, the
like really oblong
Orpheum coil or Orpheus. What's it called, Nick? Is it an Orphean coil?
I don't know what that's. I thought it would just be called a knuckle build, but
I've heard them called bike racks. I've heard them called Orpheum coil. Oh, God, what is that fucking name?
I'm pretty sure mine.
That I don't know, man.
Mine was in the top.
No, it has a fucking name that's like fucking, I don't know, a Morpheus coil or some fucking shit. I don't know. I can't remember. It's like
it's a Neo, man. It's the one.
The one. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing this in 38 gauge. Like that's gonna be a fucking usable braid.
You're right.
I'm a fucking dumbass. Wow, I just wasted a lot of wire.
Oh well.
So on Tuesday
I got some 38 I can send you.
I might have to hit you up on that because it's been almost 24 hours and I have 4 coils or 4 sets that I'm sending for the Adore e-liquid deal that I'm doing, which since this is being recorded and going to be put out live later, so between now and the 15th of this month, midnight Eastern, if you order $30 or more in Adore e-liquid, that is going to be after discounts and before shipping. So your cart total after discounts, $30.01. That works. I don't know if it's possible to get it exactly at $30, but anything over $30, if you screenshot the order, when it shows you your order confirmation, you'll have an order confirmation number at the top. Then it'll show your address, so it gives me your address as well. So all you have to do is screenshot that, DM me on Instagram, and I will send you 1 set of coils completely free of cost, no shipping, no nothing, to support the lovely Miss Dawn, who for those in the know, we know how much she does for this community. But for those of you that don't know, she does a ridiculous amount for this community, and everybody plugs her everywhere, but I've not seen an incentive to buy. So I wanted to try and correct that. So if this goes really well, then it'll happen again in the future.
I'll get in.
My idols have always been Twisted Messes and Squid Dude. Those are the top 2 on my list that I want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Not counting my team members, Dawn is number 3.
Yep.
So it's Twisted Messes, Squid Dude, and Dawn.
I got to meet Twisted Messes, dude. He's an awesome fucking guy.
You know what sucks? Listen to this bullshit, right? Listen to this. So I had talked myself into being okay with not going to ATL Vape Expo, right? Because I figured you just had ECC Detroit. You pretty much just had the one in the UK. Like, I'm sure there's going to be really great brands and really great ambassadors for those brands there. But I figured there's no way, that Kent and all these other people are going to show up to this 2 fucking day show in Atlanta with a much smaller vendor list and all this other kind of shit. And I would have gone anyway, except my son's birthday was yesterday. His birthday party was today. So I had talked myself into being perfectly okay with it. And then come to find out this morning, Kent posts to his story from Atlanta. You had Vinyl and Vapor, who was on Drop the Shame this week. He was also in Atlanta. You had a bunch of people there that I've always like wanted to at least, you know, just be able to shake their hand and be like, hey, appreciate what did you do, fucking awesome builder, or, you know, whatever the case is, depending on the person. And like half of the people that I wanted to fucking meet were there.
Bummer.
I'm super butthurt about the whole thing, dude, because it's a fucking hour away from me. It's an hour away.
See, there's no excuse for that, dude. Fucking, if I want to go to a vape show, like if I want to go to an ECC, I got to go to fucking Detroit, and that's a 10-hour drive.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had my nephew's birthday party this morning, and then I had a shoot that could not be scheduled for any other time, like midday, and then my son's birthday party. So it was like there wouldn't have been a window that I could have done more than driven there, ran in, probably literally run around the fucking expo back to the door to get back in the car to make it to my son's birthday.
If I want to go to ECC or something, I got to go to like California or something like that.
Yeah, but you live in Washington, though. That's not as far as Minnesota.
But
California, well, I guess, yeah, that's 2 states away. Fuck.
Yeah. How you are, though. There's nothing around here, dude. I'm getting lucky, and I don't know who's doing it or what one it is, but there's one in July coming. It'll be like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from where I am, but I'm going to make sure I'm there. I doubt anybody's going to be there, but it'll still be fun.
Well, like there's bound to be some companies there.
If we could all get at one fucking vape convention.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But we can't even all get in a team meeting at the same time. How in the fuck are we going to get to a fucking convention together?
I keep fucking missing it. Every time I get back in the team chat, it's like, oh, there was a live video or a call. I'm like, why didn't I get a fucking notice? What the hell happened?
No, usually with the team meetings, we'll try and like work out a good time for everybody. The majority of the video calls that you see in chat are accidental.
Yeah,
and you'll see like the notification that says like live video or live video chat started by so and so, and then like
I think Nick was
the next notification will be like live video chat ended, and they're usually within like a minute of each other.
Yep. So you guys see me do it a lot, right?
Yeah.
Imagine how many times I do it to random people that just fucking friended me on Facebook. They're like,
shit, mean, and Divine's calling me on the phone? What the fuck? Then they got to listen to you work for the next 20 minutes.
Right.
Me and Mike found somehow we got in the room together from a call from the chat, and me and Mike were looking at each other like, did you do this?
Right.
Who did
No, it wasn't me, man.
Yeah, and then here comes Nick. My bad.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Nick, we're not getting cut off after a half hour, are we?
No. No, he's on a paid account.
All right, cool. Okay, cool. That shit was annoying the last time we did a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Especially when ranting started to happen.
Oh,
well,
man.
I'm glad I stuck with this shit because it's looking a hell of a lot better.
That's good.
Got past that first fucking inch. And now it's straightening out and it's looking good.
What are you making, Mike?
I did a corrugated core last night, and I'm just adding frames to it now. Funny story is I was actually watching your corrugated vid while I was doing it.
Yeah.
I like set up for the whole thing, and the fishing video I was watching was over, and the next one underneath it was your corrugated video. I'm like, oh, that's appropriate.
Right.
Just put that on.
So many people.
That's why I like Nick's vids, man. A lot of people bitch because they're so long. I love them because they're so long.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me something to listen to for a couple hours.
Yeah, I actually get more people saying they're glad they're long than I get people saying cut them short. But that's also because I do make some short videos.
Well, and I mean it's a fucking build channel. You know what you're getting into. You know, like you shouldn't expect like, oh yeah, let's do a fucking Suka stitched hedgehog. That ought to be a 15-minute video. You know, like what
20
the fuck?
minutes, would you please?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so many people have been asking me to start a channel, a build channel, and I'm like, dude, one of my teammates has a really good channel, and he is a really good teacher. I don't think I can.
I've seriously been thinking about starting a Resistance Crew YouTube channel.
Do it,
I
dude.
just don't think I can do what Nick does, dude. Nick is a fucking beast when it comes to stopping, moving the camera up. I don't have patience for that. I'm like, dude, once I start, I'm going. I'm not.
I'm not gonna lie.
Grab the camera.
I'm not gonna lie here on this one, because Nick is such a great builder. I love watching him struggle in his videos.
Me too. Me too. I love the curse of the live when it's Nick dealing with it.
Nick is so stubborn; he will not give up.
All that.
No.
That fucking spool that you had, man. That issue with your spool where you had 3 strands coming off the same spool.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, dude, that one freaking spool of like, I've never had a problem with Coil Society, and that one fucking spool is just such a pain in the fucking ass. It's
was
like
it 38?
Oh yeah, that 38. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I haven't touched that spool again. I just threw. I have plenty of 38, so I just threw that.
I know you had ribbon wire. Wasn't it ribbon wire that you had that was all fucked up?
Yeah, I have a. Yeah. I actually ended up taking it off more even to get it down. It's looking better now. So that's what's good about Coil Society is, all right. So it was a 500-foot spool.
Yeah.
But you got like 550 feet? Yeah.
525, yeah.
525, but I think...
the biggest one I've got from them.
125 extra feet.
Yeah, I was like, what the
spool.
Yeah, I wasn't complaining though.
Nah.
Just in case anybody doesn't know about Coil Society's customer service, if you do have that issue and you do contact Jeff Panzer, he'll usually fix it for you.
Usually my ass. He will fix it for you.
If you can show him the problem, clear on a picture, he will fix it for you.
Yeah. And
I guess that's a good caveat to lead that with. If you just message him like, hey, I had a bad spool.
Yeah, this is a brand new spool right here, and this is the only thing. This is the only spool that I've had that's fucked up. It's got like a big lump in it right there. That's like on the 36. I haven't used it yet, but it's brand new.
What is this? What is this madness? I had to have despooled this at some point.
Yeah.
Well, wavy.
I don't think, out of all the wire I've ordered from that is the only problem I've had with one spool. And if I order any spool I've ordered, though, if I order 1,000 feet, it's never 1,000 feet. It's always more.
No, it's always more.
How can you complain about that? You know what I mean?
That's exactly my thing. Is like I know I could text him and get that spool back, but I feel like he's already given me more than what I paid for. So it's like I'll just buy it.
Well, and usually too, if you have an issue where you have like a kink or something in it, it's gonna be within either that first extra bit that's on the spool or that last bit that's on the spool.
350, 350. What is this one?
You can do that.
1,100. What else do we got?
That's how all my
275. What do we got?
It's almost
1,050. That's the lowest one I've ever gotten over.
Yeah,
my mark.
it's almost
an extra 50
it's almost like insulting when you get a spool that's actually the size you ordered. Like,
Jeff's mad at me. Jeff's mad at me. Why? Why is
right?
Jeff's mad at me. What did I do now?
This is 21.
Well, Jeff used to be a Facebook friend of mine, and we have very, very different political views. And so Jeff is no longer Jeff is no longer a Facebook friend of mine of his from his own doing, and I don't blame him. But he
No, wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. Did you delete him? Or
no, he deleted me. I don't delete people. I don't delete people at all. Like part of my enjoyment from Facebook, I hate Facebook so fucking bad nowadays that the only reason that I will go on Facebook is to spew about something, or if I have a company that I feel like I need to call out, or if I just really want to piss off some liberals. And and usually if you find me on Facebook and you scroll my feed, you will find that the latter is almost always the case, that I get on Facebook specifically to just shit on liberals. And I don't fact check a damn thing. I don't care, because for 8 fucking years I put up with all the same type of bullshit. So it's my turn, bitches.
Okay,
my turn.
I got a story for you that should make you laugh. Okay, so we've all come across a friend of ours before that has gotten their messenger hacked, and you get a weird message from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to all of us.
Did you get like a vote Trump 2020 message from Jeff?
No, it has nothing to do with Jeff. It has to do with my mom. Okay, so my mom got a message from my uncle that was like, sign up for such and such bullshit and you receive a coupon in the mail.
Yeah.
So my mom, in her infinite wisdom,
signs up.
She took a screenshot of this message in Messenger and posts it on his Facebook wall and said, "Did you send this to me?"
Wow. Wow.
I'm just fucking dying. I'm like,
so she screenshotted it, left the Messenger app, went to Facebook, posted it, found him, went to his page, posted it, instead of literally
calling him on the phone.
Yeah. Instead of, well, she could have just hit fucking voice call in the Messenger app.
There's so many
she didn't even have to leave the Messenger. That's funny. That's good shit.
Oh my god. So yeah, it turns out it was legit, and it was my uncle. And yeah, that was pretty goddamn funny. Because she refused. She doesn't like talking to family. Okay, my mom's like a hermit. She lives in the woods. They built a cabin out of the wood on their land. Okay, she's like Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer kind of shit.
I want to do that, but my wife keeps saying I either have to bring the kid with me or I have to send child support. I'm like, if I live in a cabin in the woods, how am I going to send child support?
Right. So yeah.
I'll be right back. I need to go grab some.
That I got a fucking kick out of that. Like,
that's pretty awesome.
Call him on the phone. She didn't want to call him, so I called him. And yeah, fucking sure shit, it was a real deal. Yeah, usually when I get fucking messages like that, like I got one from my wife's aunt. Oh, we lost Freddie.
Yeah, he said he'd be back. I had to.
I got one from my wife's aunt one time that said, she just got a FedEx came to her door and she got a check for $100,000 from Publishers Clearinghouse or some shit, and she saw that my name was on the list. So, like, okay,
wow.
I know my wife's aunt, and no.
Right.
Very, very much a fucking hacker. Okay, so I just fucked with him for like a couple of days. I would message him and then not respond. He'd
Have you
message me
seen
right back and then I wouldn't respond.
There's a comedian called James Veach that he replies to scam emails. Like, you know, the whole like, turns out you're related to a Nigerian prince who just died, and you know, we just need to be able to cover the legal fees, but you're named as like the executor of the will, but the will is in contention, so we just need to cover the legal fees, and you're entitled to like $500,000.
Right.
But you know, we need $4,000 to cover the legal fees, and people will do it. Well, he replies to people, and it is fucking hilarious, dude. He's one of these like literal comedians that for extremely nerdy people like me, like you follow this like just absolute logical path, right? And he does it better than anybody I've ever seen. He also has a skit that I think he was on some late night talk show, and he was talking about his roommates and how he had royally pissed his roommates off with the little bath duckies, you know, the just general floating hollow plastic yellow and black and white painted rubber ducky.
Yeah, the thing that my kid plays with.
Yeah,
every
well, he found out that you can get a very large quantity of those from China for super cheap. So he started out with one that was like next to the toothbrush holder on the sink in the shared bathroom in the apartment. And then he started doing like different scenes with them, right? Like he removed the drain cover from the shower bath combo thing and had them like coming up out of it. And he had this one that he had done up in like Mad Max attire, like leading them out of the drain and all that shit. And so his roommate started texting him, and you know, he shows all this elaborate shit that he did with them, like staged them in all kinds of ways, to the point where he had like 150 fucking rubber ducks in this like maybe 8 foot by 5.5 foot bathroom. And so the first message is just quit with the ducks. And he said, I'm not sure what you mean, and it just kind of goes from there. And they he keeps on doing it, like, but follows what that roommate is asking. And finally she says, can you just narrow it down to one duck? So he found this like 2.5 foot long by like maybe about 2 foot wide by like 3 foot tall rubber duck that he just like he's stuck in, like jammed into the bathtub. And he was like, you asked me to only do one duck. It's only one duck.
It's only one duck. That vaguely reminds me of a fucking prank that my wife started with me a long time ago. Okay. At our clinic, in the bathroom, there are these little business cards. And these are business cards for a hotline that you can call to receive help if you are a victim of domestic violence.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So, and there's just like a stack of like 75 of them, and they're in every fucking bathroom in the clinic, I swear to God. And we were joking about them one day, and like a couple days goes by, and I go to read my book, and there's one, my bookmark is gone, and there's one of these fucking business cards in my book. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did you put that in my book? She's like, hee, yeah. Like, hee, yeah.
All right.
Put it in your book.
Game on, bitch.
Like,
Game on.
No, fuck, I'm not playing this game with her. I get in my car to go to work one day, and fucking sun's in my eyes. I flip my visor down, and one of these cards falls in my lap. It's a domestic violence card. Okay, so I'm like, what the fuck? This has been going on for a long time, okay? So even before I started vaping. I open up my pack of cigarettes to grab a cigarette out, and there's a fucking domestic violence card in my fucking cigarettes. Like, son of a bitch. So I put my boots on another day to go to work, and she had put one of my kids' Legos in there so that I would look in my boot, and there's a fucking domestic violence card in my boot. These things are fucking everywhere. She took like a whole fucking, like 75 of these fucking things and hid them throughout my whole life. I'm finding these fucking cards like everywhere. God, what did she do with one of them? The one that was really clever was she like pulled out a couple of Kleenexes out of our Kleenex things so that when I yanked a couple of Kleenexes outshot a fucking domestic violence. Dude, she got fucking just like MacGyver with these things, and I must have uncovered fucking at least 60 of them.
That's awesome.
I was like, are you trying to tell me that you're going to kick my ass or something and I should be calling these people?
We do something not nearly as well thought out, but equally hilarious with the 3 employees where I work. It used to be better because we had 2 locations, but we closed one of the locations down. One of our employees, and I don't want to know where he got them from, but he had this roll of stickers that was for medication, for suppositories. So it says for rectal use only, and that's all it says on the sticker. And so like I would go and I'd grab a driver to do a repair with, and I'd grab it off of my little magnetic holder, and on the side that I couldn't see, there would be a sticker there, and I wouldn't notice it. I'd flip it around and it'd say for rectal use only. Well, then like they started showing up on everybody's like personal items, because we would all have like overlapping shifts, right? So we would find a way to like get it somewhere that other people would see it before they would. And one of the guys that I work with drives for Lyft, so I put one on the like back side of the passenger headrest, which is where most people when they take an Uber or Lyft where they get in. So I put one right there, but I put a like a little drawing down to it, and I put there's this little tool that's like an air blower deal. It looks like a turkey baster, basically. And so I like sat it in a little pocket halfway sticking out. So when his first fare got in the car, it said for rectal use only with an arrow down. Like, yeah, the little booger sucker things. Yeah. So, but it pointed down and said for rectal use only on one of those. And then I had wrapped 3 or 4 of the stickers around it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been fun fucking with people
that
like that.
Reminds me of, I used to work at Perkins. And I used to work the closing shift, and my waitress, it was one cook, one waitress, and one manager. That was it for closing. And one night when we were about 3 hours from close, I suppose, she thought it would be funny. I was outside smoking a cigarette. She thought it would be funny to put mayonnaise on the underside of my spatulas, because they all sit on the grill. You don't see the back of it. And she did all 3 of my spatulas, and she got my knife. They all had mayonnaise on them. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, I know. All right, I can play this game. So in the waitress station, they have little packets of honey. So I took about 10 of them motherfuckers, ripped the tops off, put them in a portion cup, waited for her to go outside and smoke. And I fucking put honey on everything that she touches. I'm talking like the coffee filter thing that pulls in and out of the machine, the coffee pots themselves, the soup ladles, the salad tongs. I mean, literally everything that she would touch. I got it all. The vacuum cleaner handle, her broom. She was so fucking pissed off by the end of the night. It was so great. It was just great. She's like, you're a fucking asshole. I only did 3 things a year. So I'm like, You did 4. You did 4. I did 40. Don't fuck with me. That shit was great. Tiana was a good sport. I also fucking, what did I do to her? I bought dry erase markers and fucking snuck out to her car late at night and drew fucking dicks all over her car with fucking dry erase markers. But, you know, it was dark out, so she didn't see it. She drove to the fucking grocery store and didn't see him until she was parked underneath one of those lights at the grocery store. And then she saw, I must have drew like fucking 15 or 20 dicks all over her car. The one that was the greatest was I actually drew on her driver's window a fucking dick. But, you know, it's dark out at Perkins when we get off work and you can't see anything because we turn our lights off before we leave. So she didn't see the dick on her passenger, on her driver's window, you know, not the windshield, but the one that goes up and down. Okay, so
the worst dicks are the ones you don't see coming.
The first thing she does when she hops in her car, you know, it's summertime, so she rolls her window down.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to the gas station. This is how she found out, as she rolls her window up, and up comes this window with a big fucking dick on it.
That's awesome.
Oh, I miss the practical jokes that we used to play on each other, dude. That shit was fun as hell.
I had a coworker of mine when I was 18. I worked at Starbucks for a while, and there was this one chick that worked there that we used to fuck with each other hard. Like, some of them were like, I don't even want to get into it because it was almost to the point where like you would think we legitimately fucking hated each other and like wanted to ruin each other's lives. But the happy-go-lucky one was the whipped cream canisters. So if you half charge one of the Starbucks whipped cream things, it will still come out whipped cream, but it makes no sound whatsoever. It's almost silent, like it goes. And that's it. So I would wait until she was like taking a drive-through order or handing an order out the window or handing an order out in the cafe, and I'd sneak up behind her and I'd just put little dollops, you know, on her shoulders. I put one on the top of her head one time, you know, and it's pretty much weightless. You're not going to know it's there. And so then we started getting a little inappropriate with it, and you know, she'd put a dollop on the crotch of my pants, like when I'd be talking to somebody, turn around and see her running, and so I'd start looking, and you know, I'm not. First instinct is like, let me look at my dick. So like, then I'd come around the counter to go and like sweep the lobby. Boy. Yeah. So let me look at my dick. My fucking dick. So I'd come around the counter to like sweep the lobby or something, and unbeknownst to me, I have this little perfect little swirl of whipped cream on my crotch, and I wouldn't notice it until I went to actually sweep, and then I'd be like, oh, son of a bitch. Well, after she did that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put an end to this. So I straight jabbed the nozzle into her taint when she was when she was handing out an order through the drive-through window. So they didn't know what was going on, right? They could see that I was like standing kind of off to the side behind her, and I dumped like half a fucking can of whipped cream into both of her cracks. And we later ended up sleeping together, so it was okay. But you know, that was that was probably the most fun that I've had doing like practical jokes on each other. But we used to fuck each other like, well,
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, we used to fuck with each other so hard before that, and it wasn't even flirtatious, and it got to the point where I thought that she literally hated me. So like they were ill-spirited for the most part. But yeah, once it got into the whipped cream, I guess you can only do so much with whipped cream until you have to eat it off of each other. So
well, that does not work the same way if you have a pumpkin gut fight at Halloween time.
Oh no!
I really don't recommend doing that in your carpeted dining area, like me and my wife did in our apartment.
I bet that was a fun smell.
We had one of them corner nooks. You know, it's like a L-shaped bench and then a table and then an actual bench that you can move and shit. That was our table when we had an apartment. And yeah, we had this pumpkin gut fight. It was me, her, and my son. And oh my God, there was fucking pumpkin guts everywhere, all over the carpet. We had to go rent a fucking carpet shampooer and everything. But
get the rug doctor.
Yeah, when we moved out of that apartment, we pulled the nook out for the first time since we moved in, and we found a fucking big ass handful of rotten pumpkin guts behind us.
Oh man!
Oh, it was horrid. Yeah, don't have pumpkin gut fights in your house.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a great idea.
Yeah, I don't follow my own advice because we've done it like 3 or 4 times here in my house, but we don't have carpet, so.
You guys like no stretch or stretch for your alien?
No stretch.
No stretch.
No stretch. 110%.
Yeah.
Nick is not of the no stretch variety.
Yeah, I know that. I know Nick. He's like, fuck the no stretch. He's across this room. You got an alien wire up by the door.
See, it all
yeah, exactly.
It all depends. See, I know Drew likes no stretch because he's in a garage, which is dirty as hell.
Yeah, I'd rather not have wire all over the fucking floor.
I'm in my basement and I have like shag carpeting. Yeah, Nick, do you have wood floors?
I like no stretch. Wood floor, yeah.
My wire almost never touches the ground. I have a bar behind me that it sits up on, and then it's on my knee.
Nick's over here, MacGyver.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right. See, you could avoid having to string your stretched wire through 97 things to keep it off the floor if you just no stretched.
Rambo showed me this one time, but I fucked up and bought sections.
So you still have little pieces where it can catch.
I still have these. I still have these things I got to deal with. So getting your stretch in there and not bending it doesn't work.
See, I don't understand. I don't understand how do you stretch it through that. How do you stretch your entire wire?
You don't stretch it through it. You stretch it and then you drop it down into it so that like it doesn't catch on carpet or like your cat doesn't come and decide what's this spinny shiny thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Luckily, I have half retarded pit bulls, so that would never be an issue for me. They'd look at it and be like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm going back to sleep."
How Nick feels on that though, because I was the same way. Everybody kept telling me, "Do no stretch." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good with stretch."
Nick used to get mad because I would troll the shit out of every video that he stretched any sort of an alien on. Like, Nick, you should no stretch it. Every time until he would reply, I would comment, "Nick, you should no stretch. Nick, you should no stretch. Nick, you should no stretch. Nick, why are you stretching that? Nick, you should no stretch it. No stretch is so easy. You should no stretch it."
See, it was necessity that brought me to it because when I would do my wholesale orders of 20 packs, 40 packs, or more of coils for shop, you know, like 10 packs of those would be aliens, and I'd have to do them one coil at a time because the shit would just catch in my carpet. And I found out that one full stretch of my wingspan was enough for one coil with some decent leads. If, you know, a customer wanted to do one more wrap, that was fine. And I had a box right next to me on the floor that I could just dangle that end in. And then I'd sit here and do fucking 10 packs of coils one at a time. And that's just,
yeah, to me it was just utter laziness, because once I learned how to no stretch it, it was like, okay, we just skipped a step. All I do is pull the D-core, throw my alien cores in the chuck, and then go to town.
No.
Like as opposed to worrying about under or over stretching, or, you know, making sure that I have a clean path for the stretched wire to go down and all that.
You don't have to get up, you know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like.
Now, if you are doing aliens like one coil at a time, then I think it is at that point easier to do the stretch.
It was. And you know, the funny thing is the only reason I ever got into ordering wire from KB Vapes was to learn how to do no stretch aliens. And it was cheap wire, you know, I could get 3,000 feet for fucking $40.
Yeah, I call it waste wire, where like if you waste it, you're not going to be upset about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you run through 2 fucking spools of kidney puncher to learn no stretch, it's like this is
Don't get me wrong, I mean KB wire is pretty decent. I haven't had much problem with it.
It's just super cheap.
Vapes, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it is. Lightning vapes went to absolute shit.
Yeah.
When the Resistance crew was first a thing, I think everybody on the Resistance crew was using Lightning vapes.
I've still got fucking spools of Lightning vapes.
Me too.
But this shit is fucking 2 years old.
Yeah.
This is back when Lightning vapes was good wire.
Yep, I still have a 0.5 ribbon when that was all you could get from them. They didn't have 0.4 or 0.3. They had 0.5. It was like their first ribbon offering, and I was like, I gotta get some ribbon, so I got it, and I still have a decent amount of that spool.
I still have 0.8 from them.
Jesus.
I was using some 37 gauge twisted messes wire, and I kind of fucked up on one of my coils, and man, I was like, God damn it, I knew I should have just used fucking the last bit of KB I had.
Right.
Let me, hold on, is this the one, or is this it? I gotta show you something here. No, this is it. I've almost used all of it, but I keep it around for this purpose, to show people why. Fuck, I can't flip this camera around, can I? Oh, I can.
Yeah, you can. It'll show people why you hate Lightning vapes.
I'm going to show people why I hate Lightning vapes, okay? Come on, camera. That right there.
Yep.
This doesn't even have to be in focus for you to see that shit.
Yep, that twisted ass, horrible looking shit.
Because I've got some spools. That's what made me switch from Lightning vapes to KB, and then I went from KB.
There's another one.
To Coil Society.
There's another. That's a different one right there.
I think it's caused by the actual like remanufacturing of the spools that they do, because you know most of the wire comes from like 2 or 3 different smelters that actually make the alloy, and then it can be drawn down to different gauges by independent vendors. I don't know if Coil Society gets like just bulk NI90 and I80 and all that, and then they draw it out.
No, I would spools it.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying like something that would be equivalent to like a 10 gauge, and it's just massive spools, and then they have a set of dies that they can run it through to draw it out to the appropriate size.
That's major machinery.
Well, if you smelt it, you dealt it. So
right.
What I've been using KB for lately is the NI90.
Yeah.
Because
see, the only thing that I have a problem with KB.
This company right here for NI90.
Never even heard of them.
You're paying an arm and a leg.
What is that? Pro Competitors? Is that what that said?
Is, big boy comp wire.
Oh, big boy comp wire.
Big boy.
Yeah.
That shit's expensive though.
Yeah. You know what? I was sitting at the shop yesterday, looking up N90, and I come across something on not eBay. What's the other one?
Amazon.
Yeah, I come across Amazon and I see a pure Adamus spool with a different label. So I say something to who I'm hanging with. I'm like, oh, I see some pure Adamus, different label, but it's pure Adamus. He searches the site, and pure Adamus is back up and running with different fucking labels on their spools.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were down.
Yeah. I wonder
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they're paying back everybody their spools first. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I want my 40 gauge, bitch.
What happened?
They were, dude. They were down like a lot lizard on the busiest fucking truck day of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I went there, everything was sold out, and they didn't have.
Yeah, it's lucky that it said sold out for you, because for a lot of people it didn't even.
Yeah, because they just let a lot of people buy it and never fucking ship the shit.
That's
really?
Yep, and then the company went belly up, and now apparently they're back.
Wow.
And dude, I don't know how a company gets like, dude, they were doing fine. I know they were doing. They had to be fine. They
were sponsoring what? You and Alan.
Oh, they were sponsoring everybody.
People.
Well, maybe that was their downfall. They just sponsored everybody that bought their shit.
Dude, like the way I look at it, they were still making money off of everybody because, you know, they were giving us a good discount, but it wasn't like a discount where they weren't making money. And not that, like, dude, just like everybody was using it, wholesale accounts. It just, I couldn't imagine that. I mean, what they told me,
it had to have been an internal issue, like embezzlement or like some fucked up practice.
Yeah,
or something.
But like, even if it is something, like what they told me was that their online site wasn't up to date on what spools they had left, so it wasn't telling people that it was out of stock, and it kept selling it. So then they got so backed up with that they're starting to try to pay back people's spools, even though, but like still, like
any IT guy can fix that in a couple of hours.
Exactly, and like you guys were sending out spools and not not even saying anything on the receipt, like we'll get like anything. Just like I ordered wire, like not just me, like I was sponsored by them, so I was like I kind of looked at it in a different way that I probably shouldn't have. But people that were just customers are ordering wire, not receiving all their wire, and nothing said at all. It doesn't even say anything on the receipt or anything. No email, no.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's shitty.
Here I am sending people over there. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like use Pure Atomist. Order $100 and get $30 a wire.
Yeah.
It reminds me of another shady company that I know.
That's where I heard about that.
Right.
Company was from Nick. I never heard of him before.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of him before, Nick, either.
Try him out.
I'd heard of them. I thought they were a little bit more expensive than when I first heard about them was when I was using Lightning Vapes, and Pure Atomist was more expensive than Lightning Vapes, and they didn't do sales, and they didn't give away free juice, and like, fuck, man.
Yeah, but did you ever vape any of that Lightning Vapes free juice? That shit was so bad.
I got a fucking emergency 120 of Rolling Thunder, the worst fucking flavored juice I've ever had.
It's still full, pretty much.
I tried all of them, and honestly, there was one that was pretty good. Was the Almond Jewel, and it tasted like Honey Bunches of Oats.
Oh, that's not bad.
Spot on Honey Bunches of Oats, and it was good. But you did get sick of it real quick.
Yeah.
Like by the end of a 50 mil, you were like, bleh.
That was like I don't know if they're still around. My favorite cereal vape of all time was by a company called Aisle 7. And I think it was just Flaked was the name of it, and it was dead on the bowl of milk left over from a huge thing of Frosted Flakes. And like that was the fucking cereal that I go to. There you go, Armored Alien.
You got a what now?
Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? Nick's not doing his own commentary, so I will.
Yeah.
An Armored Alien? What? I can't see enough of it. What is it?
Oh, you had it perfectly focused for like half a second, Nick.
My eyes aren't that good. I can't
bring it a little bit closer, Nick. Oh, maybe not.
Maybe it'll.
It focused on it for like just a second. There you go. Keep it right there. Don't move. Yeah, scroll. You should be able to click on Nick's picture in there, and it should bring him up full screen. And that's an armored alien. No, it won't.
I might have to do it actually.
That's okay.
There you go. Boom, motherfucker. You see that?
I can see that it's an alien, but what's different about it? Like I'm seeing an interlocked alien.
No.
How's that big?
I forgot to flatten it. Fuck, it fail. Fucking fail.
That's the first time I've seen that.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
There's a fall bucket. I'm not bending over to pick that up.
If you forget to flatten your armored alien, you're gonna have a bad time.
You are.
Well, you
Maybe I should flatten it now.
I'm sure you could get away with it. Just put it back on the driver. Do you have a jeweler's hammer?
Yeah.
Manual hand flatten that bitch, dude.
I got this. I just gotta find it.
You were cool for about 5 seconds.
Right. And it's gone.
Disappeared.
Yo, Tame Dragon sent me a pair of his. You know, he does them pretty good. He sent me a pair of his, and they're nice. These are the ones I did the other day. These are a little more simple.
Are they hard to make?
Dude, you know, I thought they would be like real simple. They're actually pretty fun to make. They're actually a little challenging.
Okay.
So
I'm retarded, so somebody explain it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
what is an armored alien?
It's a spaced alien, okay? And then it's just like clapped it in between there, or a parallel clapped it in between there. This one I just did was a paralleled alien with one clapped in there. I'll show you again. These are the ones I made. These are like the simplest version of it. Let me spotlight my video.
Oh, Tommy made me feel some type of way the other on Thursday when I came on, because you know they had the builders bonanza or whatever.
Yeah.
And he showed everybody's coils. Like he'd gone through and picked out a bunch of Instagram posts from everybody and was like showing them off. And I thought surely the second time I'm on his feed, he'll show at least show like a screenshot of just landing on my Instagram page.
There was another builder show.
Wait, all right, hold on. Who does the armored aliens, Nick?
Tamed Dragon.
And somebody else does too. I forget who else. I'll look it up real quick. Somebody did it.
That I don't know, but I have personally only seen them done by Nick and Tamed Dragon.
Does anybody know
the person
make those?
This is what I just made.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I like that one better than the other one, to tell you the truth. But
yeah, and then
it looks.
These are Tame Dragons here. His stuff's really nice. They look really cool, like even to the naked eye. They got like a different kind of look to them. They look really cool just to the naked eye. But these are his.
Oh, okay.
There you go. He's got like a quad parallel in there or something.
Yeah, the ones that he does look sick as shit.
Yeah.
Sick as tits.
Oh, I'm looking at the quad parallel I'm looking at right now, and it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And you think like they look very simple, and they're fairly simple, but they're pretty fun to make. There's like a feeling to them when you're doing them. Like it like just kind of falls in.
Yeah, well, it seems like a super simple concept.
It's got to be getting your spacing right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get your
that's the only reason I haven't attempted a fucking alien stag yet is because
I still think that
hard on getting my aliens clean, and now to make them unclean is like heresy.
I know. I still think that Ramo has me confused with somebody else. Ramo is convinced that he like walked me through an alien stag. on live on Instagram, and I'm like, bro, no way in hell, because if I had made one, there would have been 97 posts about it. Like, and like, I don't have a single picture anywhere on my phone, anywhere on my Instagram timeline, nothing.
They're actually
nothing.
They're actually fairly, to get like even just a decent set, they're actually fairly easy. You just have to hold your alien angle.
I was going to say, like, how far of an angle are you holding on your wire to get it?
See, here's my thing, though, right? There's got to be some way to figure out what the spacing is if you do a same direction alien. You know, if you do your decor the same direction that you do your actual fuse with it, the only way that you're going to get an alien at all is a spaced alien, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of mathematic principle that dictates what the spacing is going to be based on the either the gauge of your decor or the gauge of the actual fuse wire. And I want to figure out what that is.
That is beyond the combined IQ of the resistance.
Well, that's all.
Hold on now. Hold on now. I am a maths loving son of a bitch over here.
Right, I made the alien math video, motherfucker.
Right.
Go back and watch it.
Those were Ramo's hands. Don't even lie.
There's whatchamacallit. That depends on the stretch too, though.
Yeah.
I have a hard time getting a spaced alien for some fucking reason. I don't.
If all you're looking for, Freddy, is a spaced alien, just do your decor clockwise and then run your alien clockwise. Just don't flip the directions. You'll have to lead it more, and that will create the spacing on it. That was for the longest time. That was my issue with getting clean aliens, is that I had been told time and time again, oh, you don't have to switch the directions on the drill. Like, you can still do it, which it is possible to do it, but you better be running like 3 RPM when you're fusing it.
Yeah,
I remember when that light came on, Drew.
Yeah, I think you went live with me, and I was making them, and you were like, "Whoa, dude, no, you gotta fucking do it the opposite way." And I was like, "No, everybody said you don't have to," and you're like, "Just do it the opposite way." And I did it, and it was like perfectly clean alien. I was like, "You've got to be fucking shitting me!" Like,
dude, you were so pissed that night. You were like ready to throw your drill. I'm like, what
I was, because it was like, I've been trying to do aliens for 6 fucking months. Like, I've gone through 1.5 miles of fucking wire.
I got lucky. I didn't have a hard time with aliens.
Well, how long you been building, Freddy?
A little over a year now.
Yeah. I started trying to make aliens like right around the time that Turk put out his video.
Yeah. Yep. I did mine first ones without swivels.
Yeah.
I tried that too with that fucking tutorial. The guy that was like on a beach at night or something, like.
Yeah.
Oh, who was that? Who was it that put it out? Yeah.
He's the inventor of build mode. He's my favorite builder like ever, dude.
Who is it?
The Parallel Grave Dance. James Bogan.
Parallel Grave Dance. Okay, yeah.
Bogans. He invented build mode. Him and Ethos Coils. Him and Ethos.
I always called him Ethos.
Ethos.
Ethos sounds cooler. Let's go with Ethos.
You say tomato, right. I say it the right way, you know.
Oh, shit.
You say Rapala, I punch you in the face.
I'm going to have to try that. I wish it was as easy as to, like, how you do a space clapping with the fucking loop method, and you can just throw a loop.
You can do it with a loop, though. That's actually how
you can.
These
with 3 cores, too?
Yeah, yep.
I would assume that it would jump, but I guess I've never tried it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
wait, what the shit are you talking about?
Yeah, you can do a space alien with a loop method.
Yep.
Huh? I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
You got it's on like a little bit of an angle, the loop is. It's more.
I don't like it, and I've never gotten it to work well for me. But I have seen it done enough to know that it is definitely an option.
I did it in my last video with the Armored Alien. I used a ribbon loop.
So what?
Okay. I was thinking of something else because I was like, I watched your last fucking video. No, the fuck you didn't. But that was not even the same build. That was not even the same build. So.
Hold the fuck you did. Get the fuck out of here.
What's the So
that juice was super expired if you thought that you did a fucking ribbon looped whatever in that video.
What is the ratio? You know, when you do like a SSFC, but then you see the people that like instead of doing it with a normal like wrap in, you do double wrap and then skip.
Like like a double fuse in it, where the final fuse is 2 wires. To me, the easiest way to do it, and you'll end up with really tiny gaps on it, and you have to secure each end of your fuse before you wrap it. But you can look and just use the closest gauge wire to what the width of those 2 wires is going to be to create that space. Or you can use a piece of ribbon.
Yeah, there's a
who was it that did a live video on how to do that shit? God, it was
well, obviously I don't know because I'm over here telling you to use the closest fucking size round wire.
There's a form. What the? 2 pieces or a piece of 30 or a piece of 34 is equal to 2 pieces of 38. So there's definitely a jump because piece of 36 is equal to 2 pieces of 42.
Well, 34 gauge is 0.0063 and 40 gauge is 0.0031. So.
Okay, so it goes 36 is 0.12, 42 is 0.06. So there's
34 is equal to 2 pieces of 40.
It's a 3 gauge jump. It's a
34. So if
y'all are talking about a formula, is in literally exactly what I just said. Yeah. Look at the round wire, or if you have ribbon wire. I know, or if you have ribbon wire that is if it comes out to like 0.3, then obviously your best bet is to use exactly 0.3 is ribbon.
Yeah,
but usually you can just look at a size chart and say, well, double what I want to use is going to be the closest to X gauge. Just use that gauge.
What I'm saying is you just go, all right, I want to do double 42 gauge. You just go 3 gauges down, and it's 36, and you're done. I want to do 2 pieces of 44. You go 3 gauges down, 38.
Okay.
It's a formula.
That's actually a ratio, but I'll allow it.
You know what? I'm going to end this show.
So we're fucking done.
I'm taking my computer. I'm going home.
You have, for some reason, you've only ever invited your biggest troll onto your fucking feeds. I don't know what the fuck your problem is. You gave me a wrench.
He invited me one time and then never called me back.
Well, okay. So he's only actually had... Yeah, so he's only actually had his biggest troll on his fucking show.
Well, I pretty much invited myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Prick. That's why you're not on the build mat, Freddie.
Well, I know. I'm kind of hurt about that.
Damn.
I wasn't around, so I can't be too big of too butthurt on that because I wasn't around at that time. Hey, but I'm on the poster.
That's true.
That's right. You are. Dude, sad fucking news about my poster. I still haven't hung it on the fucking wall.
Yeah,
mine's sitting right here. I'm trying to figure out where I want to hang it.
I got mine framed and I got my spot picked out. I'm fucking lazy piece of shit and I haven't fucking drilled a hole in my wall
I'm
yet.
still arguing with my wife because I put it up on the mantle, right? And she was like, that's not going there. And I was like, you're also not going to move it. Yeah, I was like, you're also
Mine
not
got
going to move it though, and she didn't. So it was up there for like 2 weeks, right? And so I was like, nope, that's where it goes now. Like that's its home. And
mine got
she
a little,
finally moved it, but
mine got a little bent in the mail.
Well, it got bent.
Yeah.
Oh, so
You know how USPS is. They be stomping on
I'm gonna have to grab a phone charger.
yeah, but
I'll be right back.
was in a triangle box. Show me.
Yeah.
Can you show me how bent it is?
It's not bad. It's see up like by that top build right here.
I see. Yeah. It's like it
Over
made
here.
the shape of the one side.
It's not bad though.
Yeah, you got get that shit framed.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks, man. I'm sorry about that.
No, dude, it's not your fault. It's fucking the dickheads at USPS.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers.
I mean, I found the best
packages
packages that I could to ship them
it
in.
works good though. It's just
Those were actually recommended by Kent. He
I always
was
wonder
the one that.
with USPS, like, I wonder if their employees ship through USPS. They gotta use like UPS or something or FedEx because how they treat packages. You think they ship?
I'm not shipping my shit that way.
That's funny.
Because sometimes
yeah,
I get
fucking
that are all beat up. They're like scuffed up. You can see a shoe print on one side where it's been stepped on, and like, what the hell are you guys doing with the packages?
Actually, shipping those posters to all you guys is what made me find out that you can ship through PayPal.
Yeah,
and that was a huge fucking bonus, man. Like I got that.
About that too.
I got the printer, with team money, so that I could ship out everybody's build mats, posters, what have you, and not have to fucking go to my fucking rinky-dink ass post office. Fucking dude, every time I went there, it was like an hour endeavor to go to the post office, and they started fucking like, I'm always wearing fucking my Big D's shirt, so they're like, "What's in the package?" I'm like, "Fuck you, what's in the package? Does it fucking matter? I'm shipping a severed dick."
You should always tell them that it is 1 year's worth of dried cum.
Just all inside. It's just lined with cum.
Yep.
Somebody in San Francisco likes to snort that shit. I don't know.
But what are you shipping? One wet kilogram of cum, but it is dry now because you guys don't like liquids, so it's like a half.
Don't worry, there's no nicotine in it.
Yeah, dried jizz. Don't worry, there's no lithium batteries, no liquids.
It's 1 ounce of cum, but it's dry because you guys take too fucking long, so it's not a liquid anymore.
Well, it's wet now, but I'm sure by the time it gets across state lines, it'll be thoroughly dried out.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about cum. Sorry to burst your bubble there, guys.
Right.
But my point was, Nick, did you ever figure out what I was talking about on how to ship through PayPal?
I mean, I understand it. I'm not doing it. I don't have a printer. I don't have a printer. Dawn's sending me a scale though. So, I might as well start.
You can go to like a pawn shop, find an old '80s fucking printer.
I bet you I have my own printer at my mom's house.
Don's sending me dried cum, you guys. I don't know. I like the gifts, but dried cum, I don't know.
My next thing I'm saving up for is a camera. I know that.
Yeah,
dude. Don't get a Nikon.
No, go.
I tried to reason with Drew, but he wouldn't listen.
Yeah, go Canon.
Go Canon.
Yeah, I like my
Canon. Canon or Sony. Get a Canon or a Sony.
Don't get a Sony. Go Canon.
Get a Canon.
Dude, I see
just fucking do it.
Pictures and I'm like, damn, like. I mean, I do good with what I have, but
there is only really one thing wrong with this camera. The company that made it.
Yeah.
They hate third-party software. They also don't develop their own goddamn software to be able to do fucking anything worth a shit.
Right.
So unless you spend money on a Cam Ranger, which is going to cost you about 3 times more than my camera cost, you're not going to be able to like set the camera on a tripod, walk away from it, control everything outside of touching the camera itself, and be able to do focus bracketing. Nikon, almost all of them do not work with Helicon Remote, which will allow you to remotely take every image you need.
Helicon Remote improved my pictures more than almost fucking buying a camera. If I could have hooked my phone up to Helicon Remote, I might not have actually bought a camera. It works that well.
That fucking good.
Really?
It really is.
Being able to take 50 pictures without touching your camera,
perfectly bracketed for fucking focus stacking. Like
this camera on this phone, though, my new phone that I got, the camera is pretty good, man.
Cameras on phones are very good, and they're very simple.
Samsungs have the best fucking cameras.
I don't know, man.
For phones.
ZTEs are really fucking good.
Yeah, this new camera on this S9 Plus is pretty damn good, man.
Yeah.
You know what you can do with your ZTE camera?
You can shove it up your ass. That's what you can fucking do with it.
You can take pictures with it. God, you guys are so violent.
I mean, because basically you're recommending somebody go out and buy a $300 cell phone to take okay images with. Go and buy
no, I'm not recommending
$400 DSLR. Like,
my ZTE
$400
better $100.
Do what?
My ZTE was less than $100.
Oh well, fuck you anyway.
Well, my Canon was $1,200.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a professional and I demand respect. God damn it.
The one thing I like about doing the pictures on the phone, though, is you edit and you post right then from their phone.
I still edit mostly on my phone.
I still edit mostly on my phone as well.
So, yeah, Fred.
Retouching the stack inside of Helicon Focus.
You can only do so much.
Then it gets sent over to my phone, and I edit it in Lightroom Mobile and Snapseed.
So, Freddie,
get Snapseed.
I realized how easy it is with the camera. Like, it's literally what I have to do to take them pictures is I take the pictures with the camera. I have not, like, messed with, like, any of the settings yet at all. I take a picture with the camera, right? And, of course, I can mess with the settings, but let's just say the simplest version. Take a picture with the camera. You hit the Wi-Fi button. There's an app on your phone that you download just like any other app. You push the button on that app.
Canon Connect.
The Wi-Fi, it shows you, all right, we're connected. You hit on that, and you go through the phone's the camera's gallery, pick out your picture, download it. It takes 2 seconds to download, and then you edit it on your phone. Post it on.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, I would have to buy a like $65 Wi-Fi add-on that plugs into my camera in order to do that.
You don't have Wi-Fi on your camera?
No,
he bought a Nikon.
Dude, I had to go bare bones fucking cheap, dude. My camera model is like five or six fucking years old.
Ah.
The camera itself is new, like it was new in box, but this model is not new. The D3300 is like years ago, but even a lot of the newer Nikons are still not supported by Helicon Remote, which for coil pictures, pretty fucking important unless you want to go and spend an additional like $350 on an electronic focus rail, or you want to buy the focus bracketing lens attachment from Helicon. Helicon does have a lens attachment put on.
I heard that thing doesn't work as well as they say it does, though.
Do what?
I think Gats told me that thing doesn't work as well as they say it does.
Well, it's going to be essentially just a mechanical fucking hand turning your focus ring for you. It's not it's not going to be as good as software looking at the image and saying, this is in focus. And then, you know, how much further do I need to adjust to make that next part be perfectly in focus? You can't cram all that into what is essentially like the size of a damn macro LED light ring.
Drew, I got, you would love it, dude. I got a fucking catalog for B&H in the mail.
Wouldn't love it because
ordered...
I would realize that I need to bottle 7 fucking times.
Yeah, no kidding. Their most expensive fucking Canon lens was the 500 to 800 millimeter telephoto lens. That motherfucker was like $13,000.
Well, I know.
Like, holy fuck! I didn't even pay that much. Well, I did pay that much for my car.
There's a video on YouTube that's the world's most is the world's most expensive camera worth it? And he has this, and it's only I think it's called chromiographic, but it only shoots black and white.
The world's most expensive camera is like not that great.
Yeah, well, it's like $28,000 for the camera body, and then for the recommended lens for it's like another $2,000.
Which is nothing if you're spending that much on a camera.
Well, and in all honesty, for like high end lenses, $2,000 on a high end lens is not. That's like
not even a high end lens.
Very low mid range. You know, like,
that's like a mid high price range for lenses. Like the one that I'm saving for is $1,200, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm nowhere close to fucking having the money for it. Maybe like another year I'll have enough money for it. Yeah, I wish I would have known more about cameras before I just fucking went out and bought a camera.
I know I'm gonna be hitting one of you guys up when I buy one.
See, here's the thing, Freddie. Spend less on your body and spend more on your lenses.
Yep.
Because I went out and bought a fucking Canon T6i from Best Buy. It was a $1,200 camera. Okay, and then I bought a 60 millimeter
$125 kit lens.
Yeah, with a $125 kit lens is what it comes with. And then I went out and bought a $400 60 millimeter Canon macro lens. Okay. Didn't know dick about photography when I got it. It's a fucking, it's a 1 to 2.8, which is
not good.
Not the greatest. You really want like a 1 to 1 or a 2 to 1 would be better.
Yeah. Well, you at least 1 to like 1 point something. Like,
yeah, mine's a 1 to 2.8. So
that really means that however close you get to the image or to your subject, it's only really represented as half life size. Even in a macro, when it's blown the fuck up, like it's really only represented as being half of the size it actually is. If you get a
1 to 1 will be actual size.
Full size, it's represented to the actual life size of it. So if you do a 105 millimeter zoom on a 1 to 1, it will your coil size will be twice as large as a 1 to 2, and that makes a huge difference because that
doesn't sound like much, but it's
negative
a big difference.
100% crop. So it helps a lot.
I'll never be done buying fucking lenses. I swear to God. Because like I have a like my 1 to 2.8 isn't. I don't want to knock it because I do get some decent pictures, but
oh yeah, you do.
A better lens, I could get better pictures. So anyway, what my point was is spending more on your lens and less on your body. I went out and bought a Canon T6i, which was the newest mid-range Canon that they had out at the time. And I paid top dollar for it by buying at Best Buy rather than B&H, where I could have saved another fucking $200 to $300. And then I bought my macro lens. Well, then I come to find out, like 2 to 3 months later, that if I had have spent my money on a T5, the previous year's camera body, which was, you know, you sacrifice a couple of features on your camera, but then I could have spent, you know, that money on a better lens. I could have spent, instead of spending $400, I could have spent $800 on a lens and gotten, you know, twice the quality of what I have now.
Have you ever noticed, Mike, that if you're looking through the viewfinder, like if you're not using live view, if you look at the front of the camera, you actually get what you would see in the viewfinder? See, I can kind of like block that off.
I can see your shirt behind it.
Yeah, like I can put my eye in there and see if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just trippy as shit to me, because the first time that I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? Like, it looks like you're looking through the body of the fucking camera.
Don't you remember when I showed you my Raynox?
Yeah. That shit's insane.
Dude, camera bag is a fucking essential for outdoor shooting. Oh my God, I love this thing.
What camera did you get, Nick?
Oh.
I got a Canon.
You got the you got the
SL2.
You got the SL2.
Yeah.
Where the hell did I put that thing? It's the only downside about a camera bag is I got 8 million pockets.
That thing's nice.
Nope, that's a cord.
What did that run you?
Here we go.
550.
That's not bad.
Yeah, 550, I think. It's like 550. It's somewhere between 550 and 600. I think it was 550 though.
Okay, yeah. My Raynox lens.
Damn. Look at that.
Could see the
like
freaking.
Despicable Me's.
Could see your.
With mine, there's no issue of, well, you're not gonna be able to see that because I've got light glaring directly on it. But there's no problem with like image quality. I've gotten some killer fucking shots out of my camera body and kit lens was $399. So well under $400. You can go back a few models. I wouldn't recommend going under anything like going under 22 megapixels.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't go under like 20, 22 megapixels.
Yeah, I would recommend. I would kind of put a hard cutoff at 22. Mine's 24.2.
What is it? The Sony AR2 is like 40 some megapixels.
Yeah, but honestly, you only need a 40 megapixel camera if you're planning on printing out an image the size of a fucking mural. Like, you're not really gonna need to crop.
Yeah, but if you're gonna crop the shit out of an image,
yeah,
I you know, if you got the money for it, fuck, a 40 megapixel camera, that would be dope.
That would be fucking sick. But most
again, I don't have $5,000 to spend on a camera.
They're on their first DSLR. And the good thing
Let's put it this way. Here's the bottom line with photography.
They do retain value. So you can sell it on like I think B&H does used shit too, don't they?
They'll fucking sell it on Instagram.
You'll
have a coil builder pick it up real quick.
Ever to try to get a camera.
See, here's the bottom line with buying a camera. Don't buy a camera just to take pictures of coils.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just find a nice fucking like dope fucking clip on for your phone. If that's all you're gonna buy a camera for is to take pictures of coils, then don't waste your money. But if you like photography, you like taking pictures of flowers, scenery, clouds, birds, bugs, whatever, family.
Yeah, if you want to do
like
all your
families at the bottom of the list. then yeah, invest in a camera. I like taking pictures. I got fucking tons of pictures of fucking scenery, flowers on my computer. I just don't share it on Instagram because that's you know, that's my business. Those are for me. Yeah. Like I personally like I like scenery. Scenery and macro shots of flowers. They're the flower sex organs. I'm a flower pornographer.
Can you guys hear that when my thing dings?
No.
It's annoying.
No, I can hear it when Drew blows his nose.
Yeah.
People be messaging me on Facebook because fucking Drew made me make a Facebook.
I mean,
you had to have one to get Messenger.
You didn't have to accept any friend requests, man.
No, I mean,
yeah, that's on you, man.
Like, set that shit private and tell them to fuck off.
Okay, guys, I found this fucking Delrin drip tip on my floor. I have no.
What does that go to?
I have no fucking clue what this goes to. Any guesses?
Weird looking ass drip tip.
One second. No. That looks like this one, though.
Kinda, but this one's more of a sharp angle. Yours looks more convex.
Yeah, this is to the Springer.
I don't have a Springer.
Mad Hatter.
I got.
It was called.
I don't
See,
have.
The only ones on my desk that looks like it would make sense.
RDAs, and I wouldn't have any of them.
The only RDAs that I have on my desk were like none of them. The ones that do have Delrin tips, they have them on them still. I have no fucking clue what this came from. So Nick, if you're gonna make this video live on your channel, somebody comment in the comments what you think this is for, because I have no fucking clue. I've had a couple of people over at my house that may have dropped it on the floor, but I have no clue what the hell that goes for. Like yeah. I know the Goon didn't come with one of these.
It's probably
it wouldn't look like that, and like that would go to a super ugly ass RDA.
It doesn't go to the Ghoul. It doesn't go to the Mesh. It doesn't go on the Skywalker, the Mask, Dead Rabbits. None of them. It doesn't go to the Twisted Messes. Does it? Oh, I doubt it. I know they come with a Delrin.
So to be honest, I forgot that this was being recorded and being put on Nick's YouTube. Not that I would have acted any differently if anybody's seen me on anybody else's shows.
Nah, it doesn't go to the Twisted Messes 24. That one's a straight piece. It doesn't have that wing on it.
No, yeah, that ain't.
I don't think that
Metal
goes
Lost, man.
Be popular RDA, dude. Because I've never seen that weird fucking hard UFO shape that looks like it would flush with like the ring of the airflow control ring.
I'm just at a loss. But I suppose since I'm one of the people here making a coil, I could show some peoples what's I got going on. Okay, so I stuck with it. And there's the pattern I got.
Nice.
That's cool.
Cool.
Nope, that don't help. I wish I could zoom on this fucking thing. Oh well.
You can't zoom on the Zoom app.
Nope.
No zooming on the Zoom app.
I guess y'all have to fucking check my Instagram out in a couple of days.
Or use your imagination.
Or check out my Instagram in a couple of days.
I need to get on Big D's level and on Nick's level. I'll be there someday.
Don't count on it, pal.
Don't count on it, motherfucker.
I've been
now we're not going to teach you anything.
Right. I've been building for over 2.5 years, and I'm a co-founder of what I would like to think is one of the more popular build teams. And I'm one of the lower skilled level builders on the build team. Like, we keep adding these people that make me look fucking horrible. We're gonna have to put like a hard stop on any additional members until I can have like a conference with a few.
I don't know. I got my eye on one guy.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't checked out his feed. I need to do that.
Dude, he's pretty good, and I don't know if he's on a team or not because I haven't seen any team tags in his posts. But then again, not everybody puts up team tags.
That's very true.
I'm usually pretty good at finding members.
I remember when Drew came to me to be on the team. He was like, "What the fuck? You're not on a team yet?" I'm like, "No."
Right. I was the same thing with Nick. I was like, "So what build team are you on?" And he was like, "I really never put much thought into joining a build team." And I was like, "Join mine now!" Like,
dude, Nick, Drew was like a fucking giddy little high school girl when he came on the team chat and said, "Oh my god, guys! Oh my god, you guys! You'll never guess who I got to join the team." We're all like, "Wait a minute, we didn't fucking vote on anything." What do you mean you're adding another member? And then he dropped and then he's like, "I got undefined." Like, okay, yeah, that's a good one.
And I bet nobody is upset with me now over over just single-handedly being like, "Yep, absolutely, did that on my own. Didn't get approval from anybody."
Yeah.
I knew everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, that was the dude that like totally killed it in Coil Wars and was in the top, like the final 3, and arguably should have won."
You know what I want to know, and I need to go back to our feeds, yours and mine, and maybe Michael's, and figure out exactly what the date was that we announced that we formed the Resistance Crew. Because I'd like to know exactly how long we've been in existence. I think it's almost 2 years. The actual
formation of it was around the 4th of July, because like the final talks of it was when I was laid up in the hospital with a chest tube in. I know that like that was kind of the point of it, and that was actually the first time and probably one of the only times that me and you have ever butted heads, Mike. Because I think
I don't even remember us butting heads.
I think originally you would come up with the idea, and then you were like, "But I've got a bunch of shit going on, but we definitely need to get together and talk about it and do this and that and third." And then I was like, "Well, I've already done this, and this." And like when you came back in the chat with me, Mike, and Sean, you were like, "Well, I mean, I guess it's great that somebody took my fucking idea and ran with it."
That was one of the first and only times I had a big head.
I like it's hilarious to me looking back now, because I like me and you now have had differing opinions on shit, but like we actually
but we can talk about it
there at the beginning.
So, like when Nick was in Coil Wars, when did you what did the VBC stand for on the end of your name?
That was a different
very big cunt.
That was a different very big cock, yeah. That was a different team from the UK. That was they're still around too. So that stood for Vapor Buzz Crew. And that was it was a team based out of UK. I was the only American member on there. And
you were on a team, you lying son of a bitch.
Not a build team. Not a build team. But I was on that team for quite a while too. And then finally I noticed how active I was with the Resistance Crew and not with them, and I finally kind of just said, "Listen, you guys have they have people wanting to get on their team. They're actually a pretty like pretty big in the UK. I said, you know, it's probably better off you just get somebody else that's more active on your team, and one of these days I'll make it to the UK.
That might be why you immediately had like a UK following when you started your
exactly.
channel.
Yeah.
Because like I remember when you had talked about it in team chat, and then you brought it up. See, this is why, Mike, we definitely need to make a fucking Resistance Crew YouTube.
Yeah.
This is fucking awesome, but yeah, I remember when Nick was talking about like, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the YouTube thing. And we were all like, hell yeah, man, go after it. And it's like the first, I think like the first or second video, it was like half the chat. When you would ask where people were from, it was like a lot of the chat was from the UK. And I was like, how did you hear about this? But I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, because the dude that was the captain of the team had like 12,000 followers when we started it. Like I was one of the first members of that team also. But
like did you pop 10K on Instagram yet, Nick?
Not yet.
Aren't you super close?
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking close, dude. The past couple days, it's been like I keep getting these people that follow me and then just go off.
Yeah,
I've been
that's
at
the
one
thing that I hate about Instagram.
Yeah,
is you can have a week where you don't do anything differently and you gain like 150 followers, and then at the end of the next week you've lost 152 followers. You're like, what the fuck is this? You know, like
mine's never been that dramatic, but I have recently started like filtering when somebody follows me. I always used to be just follow for follow, and I'd follow everybody back. And then I find out it'll be like a week of that, and like, all right, I'll look at my followers count, and I'll go, okay, let's go to unfollowers and see how many people unfollowed me. And it's like all the same fucking names. So yeah, like juice companies and fucking eFest. eFest got me like 6 fucking times before I wised up.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, aren't they following me already? Wait, aren't they? Finally, I fucking I blocked them. I'm like, fuck you guys.
I hate when
as a general rule, I feel like every builder on Instagram should just go ahead and block eFest, because you
right.
suggest anybody run an eFest battery in anything they don't want to be a pipe bomb. But you like that's, and I coined the term hashtag wrong purple army. Because that is, if you're gonna belong to the purple army, be a door and not that bullshit.
Still fucking got one.
Idea what that battery actually is.
Remember these fuckers?
Oh man, yeah. What is that? The Aspire batteries?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super easy and super cheap to go to imrbatteries.com and buy Samsung, LG, or fucking Sony batteries. The 3 people that make the high drain batteries that we use. So if you buy MXJO, you buy eFest, you buy Aspire, you buy Emron, you buy whatever else, it's still Sony, LG, or Samsung. And you're paying what you would pay for a battery that actually did pass QA.
You know what I rock?
And so it's beyond my comprehension that somebody will walk into a brick and mortar shop and pay upward, in my area, anywhere between $10 and $15 for a fucking eFest. Like, go to imrbatteries.com and pick up some fucking Sony VCT3s for like $4.50. Like,
you know what I rock, and I've heard a lot of hate about them because they're rewraps, and I know they're rewraps, and I really just don't even give a shit because I've used them for 2 years and I haven't had a single problem.
Is that AWT?
AWTs, yes, they're rewraps. So I don't give a shit because you know why?
Look at Mooch.
I use a regulated device.
And how they perform, and then especially it's like you just pointed out, if you're running them in a regulated setup.
It don't really matter.
Other built-in protections there, but I mean mostly I still mean for regulated users, it makes so much more sense to just buy it from the people who fucking make it. Like,
no, it does. I'm not arguing with you there. The reason that I have AWTs, and I'll tell everybody in all of YouTube land, the reason that I use AWTs is because my shop carries them. Well, not my shop, but my local shop that sells my coils.
You get shop
will trade me batteries for coils.
Yep.
So I get batteries for next to nothing. That's why I use them. But if I didn't, I would be rocking Sony VTC batteries.
Yep. Well, the other great thing about IMR is if you buy 2 batteries, you automatically get a case. You automatically get 4 rewraps.
Yeah, that's nice.
That come with it. So like you're fucking set. The only other thing that you would ever need to invest money is something you can also get from IMRbatteries.com, which are the top ring insulators. So like it's a one-stop shop that will save you a shitload of money, and you know that you're getting authentic batteries from the only people that make those cells. It seems like a complete fucking no-brainer to me, unless all of your batteries happen to die in the same day and you can't vape anymore. Then sure, go into a shop and pick up whatever the fuck they have so that you can keep vaping. But like, get them and wait for your IMR order to come in. And now I have no fucking affiliation with IMRbatteries.com. That's it. I'm tired of people doing stupid shit.
Are you kidding me? I don't have no 38. What the?
No,
I got something on Sandy.
I must have ran out. So what other can I do? You said 34 would do 238, right?
34 is equal to 2 pieces of 40.
Yeah.
2 pieces of 40?
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, then I'm good. I got a bunch of 40.
Nick, I have to commend you on your eyesight, bro. I hardly ever see you put on your geek helmet.
Yeah, I don't use it much. It actually hurts my eyes.
See, I can't use those either. I have one, but I can't do it. After about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I have the worst headache.
Yep.
See, I was like that when I first started using it.
I can't use them.
I was like that when I first started using it, and I just fucking soldered through it, and I eventually got used to it. It's like your eyes, when you get a pair of glasses, they usually fucking, they give you a headache for the first couple of days or first week or whatever. But after I soldiered through the headaches and stuff, I never get headaches anymore. And I can't see shit without them. I'm doing 40 gauge now, and I can see the shadows of my gaps, but hitting them would be a fucking nightmare without the glasses. Like, I'm staring at it now. God, even for that 30 seconds, that started to strain my eyes. But looking through this,
I'm still trying to convince my company that my eyesight has gone to shit since I've done micro soldering and worked on logic boards, soldering under a microscope components that are sometimes smaller than a 50th the size of a grain of rice. And the amount of eye strain that causes is absurd. I can see with these off, but my phone is less than an arm length away. I cannot read anybody's name in the Zoom chat with that, or without my glasses on. I can't read any of it. But I still build almost 100% without my glasses on.
See, like aliens, frame staples, I don't need my glasses for that.
I think
but when I get into doing stags and shit,
recognition, like almost 100% for anything that's fused, you can kind of see where it becomes different. Like and then where it becomes different, you fucked up. So then like you can throw your fucking jeweler's headset on or something and see like, well, what the fuck happened? And then
I can manage
back off and and get back at it.
I can probably manage with 38 gauge, but that's about it. And I'm doing 40 right now.
Is the reason that nobody sees me with my glasses on live streams. Because I have anti-glare on it to where this glare does not show to me, but it gets reflected. So like it's super distracting to me to be able to see it. So I'm sure it would be super distracting to other people. So I just never fucking wear them.
Now, Mike, do you have one eye open all the time when you use them?
Yeah, I keep one eye shut.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So
because I'm using the monocle.
Drops down.
That's how I have to do it too.
What if you're not using the whatever the fuck it is?
It like scrambles my brain and it doesn't work.
There's
like if I try to look through both of them
between where that like middle line is. Like
there's that middle line.
Well, I have a problem.
Drives me nuts. Like I wonder if I had another monocle if it would be easier, but
I need some
like if I don't use the monocle, I don't know. I mean, it's workable and I could adjust to it, but this monocle adds another 10 times magnification. That makes it so much easier.
I think
if the flip down if the flip down was that much magnification, then yeah, I mean, I probably would have gotten used to it.
I think my problem too is if I was to get some that are like glasses more, that you can put on like glasses. See, when I have those and it's this far away.
I did see a set of those on eBay.
You can get like you can go to fucking Rite Aid or something and get the +2. Just reading glasses.
They even have like +3.5 or 3.75.
Yeah, and those will be glasses that you just put on like this, and you won't be able to see fuck all else. But once you get the right distance, that wire will pop out like really.
I'm gonna have to try that because the other ones I have a problem of looking underneath the lens because there's so much of a gap between the eyes and the lens.
Yeah, and if you pick up something like that from like Rite Aid or Walmart, something like that, you're gonna spend like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
So like even if it's something that you don't use all the time or something that you end up hating and never using again, you're out $5.
Not a big deal. So
I got one of these jeweler's loops things.
Yeah.
You ever used one of these?
Yep. That's super close though. I wouldn't be able to build.
That's 20 times magnification. I can't use this to build with, but man, when you're done, when you're done, that's when I'll pop this thing out and I'll be like, whoa, I don't know how to do shit.
Right. If you want to immediately make your awesome looking build look
immediately regret the thousands of dollars I've spent on this hobby.
Yeah. Nick's over there fucking pulling a Dick Tracy with it.
I got one of them too.
Yeah.
I bought that scope thing. You remember I showed you that, Drew?
Yeah, the little tabletop like microscope with the display that's on.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Badass.
It's not.
No?
This is the biggest fucking waste of $60 ever. I mean, it's cool to fuck with, but as far as building goes,
I'm sure that it would be a pain in the ass to build with.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say this. If you're building with the robot penis, fuck yeah, it would probably work pretty well.
Yeah.
But with a drill,
you get 2 rotations before you have to reset everything, realign it, and make sure that it's in focus. Then you get 2 rotations of the drill, reset. I'm like,
I need to go get another vise. Because once I get my drill set in this vise, I don't like taking it out. And so instead of using my fucking robot penis, I'm sitting here going like this with the tip of my drill.
Oh, manually turning your drill.
Yeah, because I'm like...
Yeah, fuck all that.
I still don't
I've
have.
noticed.
He calls it a robot penis, but I call it the fist fucker, and I don't have. I still have yet to pick one up. They're like $27.99 or something.
17.
I had an extra one, so I remember. Do you still use it, Nick? Or?
Yeah, I use it. Yeah, it's all.
I haven't touched mine.
Man.
I did 2 builds with mine, and I was like, "Fuck that shit."
Well, I remember Nick was saying he wanted to get one, and I'm like, just send me a message. I'll send you this one because I have a brand new one.
Nick,
if you don't use yours, Mike, I'd love to have one.
I gotta find the tip to it. My kid fucking lost. My kid lost my tip. Nick, you got a DeWalt, right? 18 volt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20. Yeah.
You got the 20 volt.
Yeah.
My drill, my DeWalt, I can get that fucker to do like, if I really try, I can get it to do about 10 RPM.
Yeah.
So my drill, I really don't need a robot penis because my drill will go pretty goddamn slow.
It's not just that though. With me, what I really like is just that you could actually, like, when you're coming around and you're not making it, you could just that slight turn just around to do that. And
yeah, you don't have to flip the switch back and forth.
Just that is just, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'd love to fucking talk to like a drill manufacturing company and get a fucking drill made for building coils.
Oh my
like
God.
have a fucking switch right here that reverses your.
Yeah.
And the chuck flat.
One, instead of like that super massive amount of play that you have in every drill trigger, you know, where you're like, when you're on your slowest speed setting and you're doing something really intricate and you like eat up all this creep and all this creep and all this creep, and finally like it breaks and starts to go. Like if you're somebody like me who's impatient as shit, you're probably not building that slow anyway, but when you try to, you're taking up all this fucking play in the trigger, and so you end up pulsing it, where it's like rant. And
see, mine's not like that. Mine's pretty responsive.
See, I can't go slow with mine. There's no slow.
No, you're a corded builder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See, I tried my corded drill one time, and I just couldn't fucking do it, man. I was just like, yuck.
I did the battery thing, but then I'm like, damn, I'm tired of changing batteries. I need one that just plugs into the wall.
How many batteries did you have?
2.
What kind of drill? Because at the wall will last for a long time.
My DeWalt will last for.
Yeah.
I can't remember what kind it was, but it wasn't.
Even when I'm sitting at my table doing production, my battery will last me a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Like I can run 2 foot sticks of aliens. I can run fucking 4 of them before my drill will die.
Yeah.
But I guess I do. Okay, let me back up. I do use my impact drill to do my decors. So.
Yeah.
I guess my opinion doesn't count.
Yeah. I've been looking at getting a new one. A new corded, but
honestly, I want kind of one of them setups that Whiskey Warrior had.
Like the little mini lathe with the foot, the sensitive foot pedal, and
yeah, he does fucking
set up like that.
He doesn't have a foot pedal. He's got a knob that he turns for speed. He's got a speed knob or
I would like that better than the foot pedal.
And then he's got a switch, a fucking toggle switch for forward and back. And it's all right there. Like he can just be like boop and speed and boop and speed. Like it's pretty fucking cool.
Who has that mic?
Whiskey Warrior.
Whiskey Warrior.
I haven't seen anything from him in a long time. Have you seen anything from him, Nick?
No, I actually forgot his name until you just said it. I remembered. I kept thinking, who's that guy with that face fucking drill that texted me? He had.
There's another guy too, Drew. Who's that?
The guy in the Hangouts chat that we're in. I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of it as soon as
I got clean as fuck coils in my head, and I'm like, no, that's not him. It's not Clean Builds. What the fuck is his name? Is it Coil Dojo?
No. I know it's not Coil Dojo.
Not Dojo.
I don't fucking remember.
Got a fucking gross pot. Like he makes fucking edibles.
Yeah.
And he always builds in his garage.
Well, then it might be Coil Dojo. Because Coil Dojo does make edibles, and he does build in his garage, and he does have
that's Dojo. Yeah, he's got one of the mini lathe things. He was trying to make aliens with it one day. Like, he was trying to fuse aliens at, like, 10K.
I think his run's, like, 5,400 RPM or something like that.
No, because
I watched him do a fucking decor, and it was like a 24-inch decor, and it was just like, done.
No, he does like more than that. He does, like, 10K. He told me that he was trying. I was talking to him. It was just me and him in a Hangouts call, and he was trying to do full speed tricore aliens, and full speed for him was like 10K. Oh, and he was just like, what? Nope.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Nope.
So I've been having people hit me up on Instagram. There's this other guy out there that goes by CAF _ coils.
Calf coils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of fucked up.
I never heard of him until the other day, and then I guess it stands for Cloudy as Fuck Coils.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't. As long as his name isn't like spelled out like mine, why do I care what? You know.
Yeah.
Like, my name isn't. You know, I'm not trying. You know, I can understand if it was the exact same. Then
dude, I met. Okay, so I'm big _D _ coils on Instagram, and I met a guy. He's done a few projects for me now, but he's big _D _ vapes.
Wow.
It was so close.
But I remember seeing him and being like, wait a minute, what?
I had somebody send me a fucking screenshot of his page the other day, and I'm like, no, that's my buddy. No, he's a reviewer, and he is a graphic artist for a living. And that's what he does. He's actually the guy that I sent our poster to for. He did a couple of edits on it to help me out with a few things before I sent it off to Kent.
He's your John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah, you got it. He's my Johnny Appleseed. But yeah, he's a cool guy. If anybody ever needs a logo made, he's the guy to contact. Oh man.
That reminds me, I'm supposed to be making a logo for Chessie. I keep fucking forgetting.
For who?
Just do a fucking German Shepherd from like here up with like coils as a collar.
Yeah, I could do a German Shepherd.
Who's that guy that has
she's on Team Braid Nation, so just do like a
I have like a braid. I started it. I showed her too.
Well,
who's that guy that has the white schnauzer as his logo? It's like Bojangles or something like that. Bo Spangles, or I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. It's Spang something. It might as well be Spangled.
I love how we're talking about all the people we know on Instagram on YouTube. It just makes me chuckle.
Half of them will
I'm actually probably about to shut off the recording. I am, because I'm going to have to cut these down to hour-long videos.